to yoga today. And yes, it's yoga. It's Friday. This is the morning yoga session, so it's going to be another just stretching for the most part session. We do have some peak poses in here. It's towards the end though, so that hopefully you are all warmed up by the end of it. Once again, this is going to be about half an hour to 45 minutes, depending upon just how long we go. And as I said in the last two classes, I don't do a savasana at the end of this just because it's a virtual class and watching someone lay down for 10 minutes is kind of very boring, even if I'm talking. So at the end of class, we'll do about a 1 minute savasana, and then you can decide if you wish to continue on with the savasana and lay there, or if you want to get up and move on with your day and do some more workouts. Who knows? So we got a few minutes, so grab your mat, get your mat all set out and ready to go. Maybe get some water if you want. It's early still, so coffee is always good too. Just make sure you don't drink too much. Don't want to be too jittery. That's just normal though. So yeah, get your mat, get ready. We're just going to be starting an easy pose, so we'll just be sitting on the mat for the first part of it. Just sitting down. I'm going to get some water really quick. So you get water too, and we'll all sit and hang out and do some fun yoga together. Yoga. All right, I found my water, and let's get ready for yoga. So find your way onto the mat, sitting down in easy pose. All right. I find water is also a good alternative to coffee sometimes. If you drink enough of it, it helps to wake you up. All right, so sitting down, easy pose, our sit bones stuck into the mat, our spine is straight, our head is up towards the sky. All right, we'll be bringing our hands on down to our knees. And let's just start out with a few breaths. So really big breaths in, and really big breath out. Maybe breathing in through your nose, and out through your mouth. All right, then slowly going along with your breath, let's start some with shoulder rolls. So rolling back, a big inhale in, and then a big exhale out as you roll forward. And then again, roll back and inhale in. And exhale out again, rolling forward. And why don't you go at your own pace with your own breath, just rolling the shoulders forward and backwards, up and down, opening up, relaxing those muscles, getting them ready for today. Saying, hey muscles, wake up a little bit. All right, and then rolling your shoulders forwards. Get our bones all moving as well. Stuff. All right, how about let's do some big arm rolls next. Arm rolls with our shoulder rolls. So rolling our arms forward, just opening everything up. Going along with your breath as well still. All right, then big arm rolls backwards as well. Just opening up, maybe opening up your chest a little bit more, getting your shoulder blades involved in the action. All right, once again, let's roll forward just a few more times. Maybe your arms are hurting you and just want to go back to your shoulder rolls. All right, then one more time backwards. let's find our way into staff pose. So bring your hands down to the mat on either side of our sit bones. Then we'll straighten our legs out in front of us. Maybe you have a little bend in your knees at first too. And then kind of fix your hips a little bit. Get them situated, your sit bones situated on the mat. And with a straight spine, we're engaging the core, shoulder blades coming down the back, shoulders down and away from the ears. Our chest is open. Engage the core. And just take a few breaths here, just staying here in this position. You have your feet bent as well. Engaging your thighs, engaging your core, engaging all of your muscles just to hold you here in this position. Alright, and let's come in for a forward fold. So maybe raising our arms up in the air first, and then hinging at the hips. We'll slowly reach out. Keep trying to keep a relatively straight spine as you reach. Reaching for your shins, or your ankles, at the bottom of your feet. So with your straight spine, we're reaching out. And then once you can't reach out any further, just roll and release and relax into your legs. Rounding your spine now. And then maybe straightening your spine, coming back up into our staff pose. Let's do that again, reaching our arms up in the air, and then reaching out, hinging at the hips, trying to keep our spine as straight as possible, reaching, 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 and then releasing and relaxing and rounding that spine back. And then straightening the spine again. Let's find our way all the way back up again into staff pose. And let's come in for a side stretch next. Maybe you want to bring your feet back together though again into a crossed pose or a fire log pose. Maybe one foot is on top of the other foot. Alright, and then keeping our straight spine, regardless of if your legs are out or bent like mine. Let's go ahead and bring both arms up in the air and then slowly bend off to the side. Engaging your core. Your muscles are holding you here for now. Right. And then let's come back up again and we'll switch slowly off to the side, just a little bit, just a little side bend. We're waking our muscles up still right now, waking everything up. And then again on the other side, just a little bit, just slightly. Alright, and then up one breath here, back up and over to the other side again. And here we go. Perfect. And let's sit back up. And if your legs were like this, let's go ahead and fix them. Cross them differently. Have the other leg go on top. Alright, and then let's come in for a bigger side stretch here. So placing your hand on the ground first next to you. Let's raise your other arm up and over. And just stretch as far as your side bend wishes to let you go. As far as you will open. So since we're still opening our muscles, still saying, wake up muscles, they probably don't want to go quite as far, and we don't want to push them either. Alright, and then up and over, and let's come on to the other side next. So bringing your left hand down onto the ground, raising your right hand up and over, and just into a little side stretch, a little side bend, waking everything up. And then let's go one more time on the other side, a little bit deeper. So maybe you're even getting a full forearm down on the ground. Reaching your other arm up and over. And if you're still at the area you were before, that's perfectly fine. But let's take a few breaths here, getting a little deeper in the stretch with every breath. Maybe also opening your chest up towards the sky a little bit. Keeping your shoulder blades close together. Alright, then we'll come up and over. Let's come onto the other side again. Placing your left hand back down on the ground. Placing your full forearm back down on the ground. Reaching your other arm up and over. And then bending as far as feels good for you. Also opening your chest again towards the sky, just feeling the muscles open. Alright, and lifting back up again. Let's bring our hands to our shins. And let's do some sitting cat-cows again. So rounding your spine, open in, bringing your belly button in, tucking your chest in, bringing your shoulder blades a little bit closer together. Shoulders closer together, but your shoulder blades farther apart. And then we'll round up and out, rounding your spine into your belly button, rounding your shoulder blades into your chest, opening your chest towards the sky, opening your chin towards the sky as well, engaging your core. And then rounding back down again to our cat. Once again, engaging the core, sucking the belly button into the back of the spine, rounding the chest in, the shoulders close together, shoulder blades farther apart. And again, open for our cat. All right, and then with your breath, maybe inhale for cow, or for cat, and exhale for cow. And again, inhale for cat, and exhale for cow. Perfect, maybe round it. Let's do a few more of those. You keep going, rounding in and out. You're doing well. Perfect, and then we'll stop again. And straighten our spine, and let's one more time come into our staff pose. So bringing our feet out in front of us, our hands down to either side, keeping our spine straight, our head up towards the sky, engaging our core. Shoulder blades closer together. Yes. Alright, and then another forward fold. So reaching our arms up in the air, hinging at the hips, keeping a relatively straight spine as you reach out. And grab for the bottom of your feet, or your shin, or your ankles. Alright, and slowly let's make our way backwards. So back onto our back, lying down. Maybe you want to roll down one vertebrae at a time, or just adjust yourself. So we're all the way down. And then let's grab our knees into our chest. Alright, so from here, and then maybe we want to rock on our spine, rock up and down, or side to side. Alright, again, so we're opening our spine here, working our way down our body. Alright. Alright, and then one at a time, let's go ahead and just grab your right knee into your chest. And then from here, we'll do our little hip opener. So rounding our knee, maybe some big circles. Maybe you want to start small with your small circles and make your way into big circles with your knee. With your hip, just opening up that hip. Alright, and then turning the other direction, come back around again. Circle the opposite way. Getting that hip wide and open. Perfect. Alright, maybe you want to draw your nose into your knee and then back down again. Let's do that a couple times actually. So rounding your nose up into your knee, kind of coming into a small crunch and then back down. And one more time. Let's round up into our knee and then back down again. Once again, we're opening up our abs that way. Alright, place that foot back down and let's grab your left foot up into your chest this time. And we'll do a little hip opener on this side next. So circles in one direction. Maybe slow at first and then getting bigger and bigger as we go. Good. And then once again, let's rotate in the opposite direction. Maybe small circles again, getting bigger and bigger as you go. Once again, let's bring that knee into the chest. And we'll do some more of our ab openers. So bring your nose up into your knee. And then back down again. Alright, again, slowly bring the nose up to your knee. And then back down. Do that just one more time. Bring your nose up to your knee. And then all the way back down again. Perfect. And let's just kind of do a happy baby with this knee right here. So grabbing the sole of that foot, bringing the knee into your side or into your armpit. Just really opening up that hip right here. Should be feeling it all in the hip opener area, in the hip area. Maybe a couple more breaths here. You're trying to get that knee closer into your side, closer into your armpit with every breath. Alright, and then let's drop that foot down. Let's do a happy baby on the other side. Bringing your right foot back up again. Bring the right knee into the armpit or into the side with the sole of the foot being grabbed. Really just opening that hip more. Perfect. Alright, and then let's grab the left foot too, and we'll just come into a full happy baby right here. Getting our spine just flat and stuck into the mat. Alright, and slowly let's lower our feet back down again. And we're actually going to work our way up into a tabletop pose. Tabletop. So stacking your shoulders over your wrists and your hips over your knees. Adjusting your leggings. And let's come into a cat-cow again, but this time we're rounding our whole spine. So rounding your tailbone down, your belly button into your spine, your chin into your chest, your shoulder blades a little bit away from each other. And then rounding down into a cow pose, opening your chest towards the sky, bringing your shoulder blades together, rounding your tailbone up. And then again, rounding back down again into a cat. Rounding up again. And then with your breath, maybe you want to breathe in, inhale for cow, and exhale for the cat. And let's flow through the cat and cow a few times at your own pace with your own breath. Inhale for cow and exhale for cat. Again, inhale for cow and exhale for cat. Alright, and from here, let's actually go ahead and maybe wiggle our butt a little bit. Bringing our hips a little closer to our shoulders, and then again on the other side. Shoulders a little closer to your hips. And again, switching back and forth a few times. Awesome. Maybe we even just want to do a fluid cat-cow. So rounding up and off to the sides. Up and then off to the side and down. And again, up, off to the side. And back down again. And then switching directions, let's do a different roll. Cat-cow in the opposite direction. Off to the side, up and down, and we're just opening our whole body here. Alright, once we're here, let's go ahead and do a threaded tabletop pose, but let's just start first with our right arm up in the air. We're gazing up at that arm, maybe pulling away, reaching for the sky. Reach, reach, open your chest, open your shoulders, open your side. Maybe take another breath here. And then thread that underneath your armpit, bring the side of your face down towards the mat. Keeping your hips stacked over your knees, and your arm comes out in front of you. And we'll just take a few breaths here. Maybe we also just want to open up our side a little bit, push on the ground a little bit, just open the chest even more, rounding the spine even more, rounding the torso. And then releasing back down onto the mat again. Let's find our way back up into tabletop. And we'll do that on the other side. So here we go. Lifting your left arm up in the air, stretching and reaching, grabbing for the sky, opening your chest, opening your shoulders, opening your sides. One more breath here, really big inhale and exhale, and then round back under. Bring the side of your face down to the mat, and then reaching your right hand out in front of you. And from here, you can push on the mat a little bit slightly, just opening the chest a little bit more even. Rounding the spine, rounding the torso, twisting the torso even more. Alright, and then lowering back down again. Let's make our way back up into our tabletop position. And now with our spine all open and all ready to move along, let's do this little cat-cow down dog flow that I found and that I like to do a lot. So I'm going to round up into a cat, spine up, then round down into a cow. And then curling our toes under as we round back up. We're lifting our hips towards the sky, opening our upper back for a down dog. Perfect, and then dropping our knees back down onto the mat again. Let's round up into a cat pose. Spine comes up. And then exhale as you round down into cow. Then inhale as you push up back up into a down dog. And then exhale again as you place your knees back down on the ground. And inhale for cow, for cat. And then exhale for cow. Then inhale as you push back for down dog. Then exhale again as you place your knees back down on the mat. Then inhale for cat. And exhale for cow. Alright, let's work our way back up into our down dog again. And we'll stay here this time, this down dog. And let's just pedal our heels out slowly. Bring our knees down to the mats a little bit, then our heels down to the mat. And just alternating one at a time. Heel down to the mat, knee down to the mat. Just opening up your hamstrings, opening up the back of your leg. Keeping your shoulders broad and open, your upper back broad and open. Keeping the shoulders away from the ears, the shoulder blades drawn down your back. You should be engaging your core as well. Alright, and let's come back and walk our hands all the way to standing. Alright, and we'll roll up. Maybe roll up one vertebrae at a time. Make your way slowly into a mountain pose. So grounding down all four corners of your feet into the mat. So you engage your core as you stand. Bring your shoulder blades back and down, away from your shoulders. And your shoulders away from your ears. Opening your chest slightly. Maybe hands down to the side. Now let's bring our hands to our hips here, so just so you can feel, and then we're hinging at the hips. You should be able to feel your spine bending. As you round down, we're coming into a forward fold. So rounding down, your hands coming down towards the mat. Hopefully we're keeping a relatively straight spine as you lower down. And just lower down for as far as you can go with your straight spine, and then bend your knees slightly. Right? And then get your hands down towards the mat. And then you can round your spine once you're there. And let's come up for a half lift. So bring our hands to either our shins or maybe our thighs, trying to keep our spine straight and flat, just halfway up. Maybe you're pushing all the weight back onto your heels, which is okay, but we want to keep the weight in all four corners of our feet. Trying to keep the arch of the feet away from the mat as well. And then let's release and relax back down into our forward fold. Letting your head hang down. Maybe you want to grab your elbows on either side, and we'll swing from side to side, just slowly. Never forgetting about your breath, always breathing. come in for one more half lift. So bring your hands to your shins or your thighs, keeping a relatively straight spine, your head, top of the head towards the front of the room. Alright, and let's go ahead and bend our knees a little bit here, and we'll place our left hand down on the mat. Just left hand though. We're going to go ahead and come into a twist. So bringing the right hand up, let's stack our shoulders one on top of the other. And then if you wish to lift your knees up, straighten your knees a little bit. Maybe you just want to straighten one of the knees because that's the easiest way to do it. So have a little bend still in your left knee while your left hand is down on the ground. We'll take a few more breaths here, just feeling the stretch and feeling the twist, feeling your hip open, feeling the other one just slightly collapsing in on itself. And then placing your hand back down on the mat, bending both knees. If you have to bend both knees a lot to get there, that's completely fine. If you're getting all the way down even. And let's place your right hand on the mat, lifting your left hand up in the air, and then straightening our legs. Maybe just straightening the left one while keeping the right one slightly bent. And then feeling the twist in your opening, twisting your spine, twisting your torso, feeling your hip opening. Let's take just another breath here. And then we'll lower back down again. Hands back down to the mat. Let's roll up one vertebrae at a time. Coming back up again to standing pose. Alright, once again, all four corners of the feet into the mat. Your shoulder blades bit down and back. Good. And we'll take another breath here. And once again, forward fold, hinge at the hips and all the way down to the mat. And let's go ahead and walk our hands out into a plank. We're going to come into a low lunge. So once we're in plank, maybe you want to walk your foot up or sweep your foot up. Just get your left foot up and onto the mat. Alright, then from here, let's come into more twists. So actually, let's place that knee all the way down, getting all the way down. And uncurling that toe. So that's your right foot that's on the mat. So let's lift your left arm up in the air, bring your knee into your chest, stacking your shoulders one on top of the other. Maybe pushing forward slightly as well to open that hip even more. Feeling the stretch in that thigh and that quad, in your right quad, as you push forward. But not too far because you want to keep your knees stacked over your ankle. Alright, and then we'll lower that down. And let's come into a twist on the other side. So placing that hand down by the side of your foot. So we'll raise your other arm up in the air and twist off to that side next. This is more of a hip opener on the other side. So if you're pushing forward slightly, you should be feeling it just all in your hip area. Opening your hip, opening your chest. Alright, and then lower it down. And let's come in for one little back bend. So just back bend a little bit, hands up in the air, shoulder blades down, back away from your shoulders. Shoulders down away from your ears, your knees stacked over your ankle. And then another big breath in, and bring your hands back down towards the mat. And let's curl that back toe under just so we can get this right foot up and back again as well into a plank pose. And then we'll push back for child's pose. And bring your hips over your heels and your chest down onto your thighs or onto the mat. And then bring your head down to the mat as well as you reach out in front of you. And just relax and release into the child's pose, into your mat. And then we'll find our way back up again into our lunge pose again. So plank pose first, and then sweeping your right foot through. We're lunging on the other side this time. So stacking this knee over this ankle. Let's drop that left knee down and uncurl that left toe. And then we'll come into a twist. So bringing your left hand inside your right foot. Lift up your right hand in the air and bring that knee into your chest. And we'll take a few breaths here. Maybe also pushing forward, push your hips forward slightly. Still keeping your knee and your foot on the ground, but you should definitely be feeling your hip opening slightly. Feeling the stretch in that quad. And then placing that hand down on the mat on the inside of your foot. We'll come in for another hip opener stretch here. So knee coming into your armpit almost, and lift your other arm up in the air. And take a few more breaths here, just opening your hip. Alright, then bringing that hand back down onto the mat as well. Let's go ahead for a little back bend. So raising our arms up in the air. And one breath, and bring our hands back down to the mat again. Let's curl that toe under and lift that knee up. Alright, then from here, we're actually going to go ahead and try and place that foot onto the ground. So that heel, that back heel, comes onto the ground, and we straighten our front leg. Alright, let's bring our hips still facing forward. So we've made our way into a pyramid pose. Alright, so lifting our torso back up. If you couldn't get there, we can get down here and just lift up this way instead. So let's keep that front leg straight. Our hips are still facing forward, facing the front of the mat. And then we're going to bring our hands onto our thigh and just pyramid pose it. So down, keeping a straight spine, hinging at the hips, keeping a relatively straight knee in front. You don't want to overextend it backwards though. So if you need to have a little bend, a micro bend, that's perfectly fine. It's good to go. Your heels are hopefully in line. Alright, and then we're going to come back for a little back bend next. So maybe placing your hands on your hips. Just round your spine backwards. Maybe gaze up towards the ceiling. And then again, let's come forward, rounding forward, hinging at the hips. Bringing your hands to your thigh. Let's do one more of those. Keep torso up, hinge backwards, rounding your spine back slightly. Opening your chest towards the sky, gazing up at the ceiling. And then rounding back down again, one more time. Flat back, pyramid pose. Perfect, so let's go ahead and bring our hands back down to the mat again. And let's push both feet back into a plank pose. And then from here, we'll sweep the right foot through, and left foot through, other foot. And drop your right heel down on the mat, and then lifting up, coming, straightening that knee. Perfect, hinging our hips so that they are facing the front of the mat. With a straight knee, maybe with a little micro bend if you need it. We'll come forward, hinging at the hips with a relatively straight spine. Hands on your maybe shin or upper thigh. And we'll take a breath or two here. And then straightening our torso, let's come in for a little back bend. So rounding our spine up and open, gazing up towards the sky. And we'll round back down again, hinging at the hips. Relatively straight spine, again. Hand comes to our thigh. Alright, and again, one more time. We'll come back again. Open the chest up. And then rounding down. Straight spine. Good. Pyramid pose. Alright, perfect. So let's make our way back into a plank again. So hands on the mat. Sweep this front foot back. Alright. Where are we at? Cool. So let's come in for a peak pose. This peak pose isn't necessarily going to be standing. This is a side plank peak pose. So let's make our way into a side plank. So we can be like so, a straight spine, straight body all the way through. You're stacking this shoulder over this wrist, right? If you need to have your knee down on the ground, that's the perfect way to do it. You can be kind of like this too if you wish, but try and keep a straight line from the top here all the way down. Okay? So wherever you're at. I do have a friend who likes to do this as well. which is perfect. That's still a straight line. It's just helpful. So whatever feels good for you. So once we're here in this position, in a side plank, we're just gonna do some side hip raises. So raising our hip up, and then back down again. Also, you can be on your forearm for this too. Side plank comes in many different forms. All right, raising back up again, and down. I'm gonna back up again. I like this one. Again, up, and down. Let's do that 2 more times. Up, and down. And last one here, up, and down. Making our way back into a plank, and let's push back for a child's pose. That one's all about strength in your side. For your side plank, strengthen your shoulders and strengthen your arms for keeping you up. Let's come back in and do another side plank on the other side. Sorry, you're gonna be seeing my back for this, but that's just how that goes. So up into a plank first. Find the plank that you did last time, whatever worked well for you, whether it was your knee on the ground, or your forearm on the ground, or you're just full on up like I am. Let's come in for a hip raise, and then lower. 3 more times, coming up, hip raise, and lower. All right, 2 more times, maybe arms shaking a little bit too. That happens with strength moves like this, and lower. And last one here, we go up, hip up, and then lower back down. And then find our way back into a plank first, and then push back into a child's pose. All right, now that we're done with our hard workout part, let's come in for our cool down next. So let's do a little bit of a child's pose twist. Let's bring our left arm up in the air, and then sweep it underneath our armpit, bringing the side of our face down to the mat. And then we're just releasing and relaxing into the mat, feeling the mat just grab your body, feeling the earth underneath you. All right, and then put both arms come out in front, and we'll do a child's pose twist on the other side. So let's raise your right arm up in the air and bring that under your armpit, bring the side of your face down to the mat. We'll take a few more breaths here. Alright, and then bring that arm back out in front of you as well. Let's just relax in this child's pose for a second or two. Just release into the mat. Feeling everything, feeling your breath. All right, and then we'll walk our hands off to the right side of our body. Just slowly walking them off, feeling the side stretch happening. And taking a few more breaths here. Perfect, and we'll walk our hands up and over onto the other side of our body. Feeling the stretch happening over here this time. And take a few more breaths. And then we'll walk our hands again forward. And let's make our way into a plank pose again. Just for a second though, because we're going to make our way into a pigeon pose in reality. So plank first and then sweeping your right leg through. Okay, bringing the shin as parallel to the front of the mat as possible. And just releasing into this pose here. If this feels good for you, you can stay here. If you wish to lower down, you can lower down. Walk our hands back up again into another plank. So curl that back toe under, lift that knee up, sweep that front foot forward or backwards, and then sweeping your left foot through instead. Coming into a pigeon pose on the other side. Drop that knee down, uncurl that toe, and just relax into this pose. Maybe bringing your pelvis a little bit closer down to the mat. And then we'll find our way back up into a seated position. Maybe you want to curl that toe under and lift that knee up and slide that foot back again. What do I say? Seated position. So find your way onto your sit bones. Alright. Let's go ahead and keep our legs out at first. We're doing a torso twist here. So from this foot angle, you bring your foot up and onto the side of your body. And then if you want as well, you can grab your left foot and bring that into your right sit bone. And then you're grabbing your right knee with your left hand, placing your right hand behind you on the mat with a straight spine. Slowly twist. And take a few breaths here. And then twisting the torso back to the center again. Let's go ahead and release, and we'll switch our legs. So maybe bring them out first, just so we know where we're at. Bring your left foot next to your right thigh, and bringing your right heel into your left sit bone. Grabbing your left knee with your right hand, placing your left hand behind you on the mat. Slowly twist. So we want to keep our spine straight and twisting our torso. So grabbing the knee in is really good stretch for that sit bone. Perfect. And then we'll release and bring our legs out. And let's lower down. So rolling our back down with our heels maybe a few inches away from our hips. Let's go ahead and raise our hips up towards the sky for a bridge pose. So stretching our hips out in this direction next. So pushing your hips up towards the sky. And then bring them back down so it's in a straight line. So you want to have a straight line from your knee to your shoulders. And then from there, maybe you want to bring your shoulder blades a little bit closer together. And clasp your hands together as well. And we'll take a few breaths here. Engage your core, engage your glutes. Bring your belly button into your spine. Gaze up at the ceiling. Maybe you want to have your chin tucked in slightly into your chest, but not too far. Alright, and then releasing your hands from each other, bringing your shoulder blades back out a little bit farther away, and slowly rolling your spine back down onto the mat. Let's go ahead and grab our knees back into our chest again. And let's do another rolling on our spine, up and down. Perfect. Alright, and then finding your knees at a 90-degree angle, at a tabletop angle. Bring your arms out to either side of your body and slowly let your legs fall down and off to this one side of your body. Mine are coming off to the left side of my body. And then gaze off in the opposite direction of your knees. Alright, so let's just take a few more breaths here. We're going to release into this pose, kind of just relax into the mat. Feel the stretch happening in your body, in your side. Maybe if your knees can't quite get down as far, if that's what you're working on, with every breath you're allowing your body to just release and relax a little bit further down. Keeping your shoulder blades still stuck into the mat as well. Let's go ahead and lift your legs up and over, coming onto the other side of the body as you gaze off in the opposite direction yet again. And we'll take a few more breaths here, getting your shoulder blades still stuck to the mat. If they end up coming up like this, that's fine. You just don't get your twist, the twist stretch happening. It's more of a fetal position. This is an open up area. Open your chest up, twist your spine, twist your torso. Alright, and then bring your knees back up into a 90-degree angle. Let's go ahead and drop your legs all the way down. And bring your hands closer together. And just find a comfy spot on your mat for Savasana. And just release and relax. And relax all of your muscles. Melt into the mat. Just feel the earth beneath you, cradling your body. So think of positive thoughts. Think of everything that's happy in your life right now. What are things that you can change in your life to make you happier? To make the people around you happier? Alright, now you can lay down in the Savasana pose and just think about life and think about anything. Just take a little bit of time to meditate for your own self. Or you can get up and go. But namaste. Thank you all for joining me in class. It was a fun class. Lots of stretching, lots of waking up. And I will see you next time. I'm doing Pyo at 3 o'clock today. That one's a cardio class, so let's get up and use all our open, stretched out muscles from yoga today to help us with Pyo, to help us cardio and lean up our muscles. Rah.